Alright, now we got all that stuff out of the way, let's actually begin. And we'll start by standing up our vanguards, and then me taking the first turn. Oh, I'm facing Oracle Think Tank. This could be frightening, except this isn't a very good Oracle Think Tank build, as I don't have some of the best cards for it, but we'll ignore that. Anyway, I'm going first, so I'll draw a card. Oh, look at that. It's River Dragoon. Oh, you aren't revealing what you draw. I'm just showing you guys what I drew for camera. But, did that. Now that I've done my drawing, we'll enter my ride phase. Can I ride a Vanguard who is 1 grade higher? Why, yes I can. In fact, I can ride a couple. I'm going to ride this card, Vanguard Gold. He is grade 1 after all. And now I have a Vanguard who has 6,000 power to that's 5,000 power. Awesome. Oh wait, I can't attack. Never mind. Next thing. After you've ridden your Vanguard, are there any effects that can be done in response? Why yes. Spark Kid Dragoon can be called into an open rearguard circle if I happen to ride a Narukami on top of it. Well, I have 5 open spots. Where do I want to put this? I can put him back here, but at the same time, I'm not attacking this turn anyway, so this is actually ineligible. I could put him here so that on my next turn I can like have a grade 1 come down here and he can boost him, which is nice. Thing about this to remember is when you call a rear guard into one of these spots, you can't swap him around. Like if I call this guy here, I can't move him here on my next turn or here on my next turn. If I call him here, I can swap him out with whoever is up here if need be. But yeah, once you put him in one spot of the row, that's it. They're staying there. So we'll call this guy to this spot. Since attack can't attack, I'll pass turn. So now it's my opponent's turn. He will draw for turn. And now that he's entered his ride phase, are there any effects that can be activated? Why yes. Godhawk Ichibachi has a skill that lets you check the top 5 cards of your deck to see if you can get a certain card and superior ride it, and then put the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. So we will do that. Did we get it? Nope. So we will just quickly arrange up these cards. Yep. So we'll put this at the bottom of the deck. And then, can the opponent go into a grade higher? Why yes, they can. So he just called a Goddess of the Crescent Moon Tsukiyomi, which is what he actually was trying to get off of that check. What this deck is doing is called a ride chain, where you're constantly looking at the top cards of your deck to try and get a certain series of card events going. But he's called that because it's 1 grade higher. And are there any skills that could be used? Nope. Can he call any rear guards? Why yes. Yes he can. He'll call this into a rear guard spot. It's a 6,000 booster, and now that all that's done with, we will enter battle. So now that we're in the battle phase, I'm not going to lie, there's actually quite a few things that are done here that I didn't actually realize there were. Like you've got start step, attack step, guard step, drive step, damage step, close step, end step. And it all sounds really complicated, but it really isn't. It's all just in the matter of like a couple seconds, to be perfectly honest. And here's how we're going to do it. So, Oracle Think Tank player is going to attack this turn. And what he's going to do is he's going to declare an attack with his Goddess of the Crescent Moon Tsukiyomi, boosted by Weather Guild Milk. As mentioned in the last video, grade 1s and grade 0s can boost anything in the spot in front of them. So, this 6,000 is going to be added to the 7,000, making it a 13,000 power against my 6,000. Now, in Vanguard, a hit occurs when you attack a Vanguard or rear guard and your power is equal or higher than theirs. So, 13,000 to my 6,000, that's going to hit. I can choose to try and make it so it does not hit if I call monsters into the Guardian Circle and use their shield, which is a number at the top corner here, and their shield plus my power is higher than the combined power of the units attacking. So in this instance, I would need to call 10,000 worth of shields, to be perfectly honest, because I would need 8,000 worth of shield, and that kind of number doesn't exist, so I would have to use 2 5,000s or a 10,000. Thing is, though, I don't really want to burn that kind of defenses this early in the game, so I'm going to let the attack hit and say no guard, so that's the end of that. At this point, The attacking player then performs what is referred to as a drive check with their Vanguard. They reveal the top card of their deck to see if it's a trigger. After that, they add it to the hand. So he did not get a trigger, so none of that applies. And then I take a hit. I've been hit, so now I'll perform a damage check and reveal the top card of my deck. See if it's a trigger. No trigger, so I'll put it into the damage zone. And then the attack ends. We've entered the end step of the attack, just so you guys know. This is where the point where Dragonic Overlord at the end would activate his ability to stand back up and attack again. So, none of that's happening, so my opponent's turn is ending, enter the end phase. Any stuff that applies during the end phase occurs, i.e. like Dragon Monk and Kaku, etc., etc. But now it's my turn. So, first, stand phase. Do I have any units that can stand? Nope. So we'll now enter our draw phase. Oh, I just drew Draconic Eyes Revealing the Blood. That's convenient. I now have 2 in my hand. Next part, ride phase. Can I ride a Vanguard that is a grade higher than my current one? Why, yes. I have 2 grade 2s I can ride. I'm going to ride this Dragonic Death Scythe and put them on top of this. So I just grade it up. And I can elect to call some units into the rearguard circles as I have some extra cards in my hand. So I'll also call this Dusty Plasma Dragon into the rearguard spot. And I'm going to call this Red River Dragoon into the rearguard spot as well. Now we've done that, I can also activate any skills if I wish to. Do I want to use any skills? Well, I do have Dragonic Eyes Revealing the Bloods in my hand, so I don't really need to use Spark Kid Dragoon's ability, but we'll still do it just because. So I'm going to declare I'm activating my ability. How do I do that? You look over the card, and it's got the symbol of a card being turned down with a 1, so it's saying it's a counterblast of 1, so I'll counterblast 1. And it says put this unit in the soul, and look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and then search for 1 grade 3 or greater Narukami from among them, and put it into your hand after revealing it, and then you shuffle your deck. So we'll put that guy into the soul, and we'll look for the top 5 cards of our deck. Oh, look at that. There's 2 Vermilions in here. So we'll take one of them, add to our hand, shuffle the remaining cards back into our deck. And now I've secured my cross ride. Excellent. So, yeah, this kind of became a lot better for me, but we'll put that into our hand. And I'll also call this, or do I need to call that? No, I can keep that in my hand. My guy's 9,000 power, so he's going to hit over this thing barring some guards. So, let's enter our battle phase. We'll have the Vanguard attack first. So 9,000 to that 7,000. My opponent can try to guard this. Let's see what they got in their hand. He's not going to guard. So now that's done, I will perform the drive check. Do I get a trigger? Nope. So I'll add that to my hand. Attack hits. Opponent does a drive check as well. Damage check. Is it a trigger? Nope. Put that in there. Then I'm going to perform an attack as well. So Dusty Plasma Dragon attacking with 9,000, boosted by Red River Dragoon attacking for 8,000. That's 17,000 damage right there. 17,000 attack. Will the opponent guard that? They will not. No guard. So the attack hits. Opponent does a drive check. Damage check. I always get those 2 mixed up. Damage check is when you're being hit. Drive check is when you're attacking. Well, that's it for me, so I guess I'll end the turn. Now it's the opponent's turn. Stand phase. At this point, if you've got any units that are resting like this, you can put them back up, which is standing. Draw for turn. See what we got. Now that we're in the ride phase, the opponent's going to activate the effect of Goddess of the Crescent Moon Tsukiyomi. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and see if there's a Goddess of the Half Moon Tsukiyomi in the superior card. If not, put the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. Didn't get it, so we'll just quickly arrange these cards and continue on. So what can the opponent do here? They will call Oracle Guardian Red Eye to Vanguard. They'll call Oracle Guardian Wise Man to Rearguard. And they'll call a Weather Girl Milk to boost it. And they'll enter their battle phase. So Oracle Guardian Red Eye boosted by this is going to attack 6,000, 9,000. That is 14,000 to the Vanguard. And I have the option of guarding it or not. This is actually a bit of a tough one because this guy has an ability where if his attack hits, you can soul charge 2, and this deck really benefits from having a lot of cards in soul. So if there's any attack I want to hit, I kind of have to block this one, but yeah. So I'm gonna guard this. So first I'll call Red River Dragoon into the Guardian Circle. That 5,000 plus 9,000, that is unfortunately only 14,000. So I'm gonna have to put this down as well. So I've put 10,000 worth of shield into the Guardian Circle. This means that I'm now sitting at 19,000 to his 15,000. So if he hits a trigger, this attack will hit. So he'll check the top card of your deck. Nope, no trigger. So the attack was a no-hit. Cards I use to guard go into the drop zone, i.e. the graveyard, which is located underneath the deck, right there. Whoops, why did I put this in the damage zone? This was the drive check, so this goes into the hand. And now this is going to be attacking 10,000 plus 6,000 to the Vanguard. I'll let that one hit, so I'll check the top card of my deck. The trigger, I would apply its effects here, so 5,000 power plus a crit to anywhere else, but since it's their turn, that's negligible. That's okay. Now the turn ends, I draw for turn, I do this, okay, it's a grade 2, awesome. I now have a beat stick. More importantly, I stand up my units, stand and draw, and now I'll ride Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion. I'll also call Red River Dragoon to the rear guard circle. And do I have anything else I need to do? Nope, so we're just going to move straight into battle phase. So, Red River Dragoon is going to declare an attack on the Oracle Guardian Red Eye. Does the opponent have a response to this? Yes, they're going to guard for 5,000, negating the attack, or making it a no-hit. So, that wasn't successful. Now then, Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion, he's going to attack the Vanguard for 11,000. And the opponent has to decide if they want to take this hit or not. The opponent doesn't really want to burn much else, so yeah, they'll let this attack go through. Now, up until this point, we've been only checking once, because grade 0s, 1s, and 2s only have drive check. Grade 3s, however, have the twin drive ability, as I mentioned before. So you're going to perform not 1, but 2 checks to see if you get a trigger. So, twin drive. First check, nothing. Second check, nothing. Attack is a hit. Opponent does damage check. Critical trigger. So they'll apply 5,000 to this unit, plus an extra critical. So this thing is now sitting at about 14,000. Can I hit it? Why, yes. With Dusty Plasma Dragon, he gets a plus 3,000 extra power if I have a Vanguard with Vermilion in its name. So this 12,000 plus this 8,000 means I'm going to be swinging at that thing for 20,000 damage. Does my opponent wish to guard? Nope, they're not going to guard. So the attack is a hit. Real top card. That's it for my turn. Move on to their turn. Stand and draw. And it just kind of keeps going back and forth from here until one person ultimately wins. Sometimes there will be more crazy things like you hitting multiple triggers, or the opponent gets like their amazing setup going, or I have to perform use my perfect guard, but this is more or less how Vanguard is played. You're just going back and forth in this manner until finally someone does 6 damage to the opponent, and then that's it. And that concludes this video of how to Vanguard. I hope this was really helpful. Between this and the previous ones, it should be definitely a lot easier to understand what's going on when 2 people sit down and play a game of Vanguard. So when they're doing this and that, you're like, oh, he's attacking with this much, he got a trigger here, he's doing this effect here. Now, I admit I have not actually gone over triggers yet. They'll be in their own video, probably the next one, if not the one after. And then once I get that out of the way, I think I'll be able to start going into some of the more interesting stuff, like attacking with certain cards first, riding a perfect guard over other cards during the early game, deck construction. I would like to do clan breakdowns, but I don't really know all the clans in great detail, so I'll try and get some of my friends to help me with that one, because I do know a couple people who are really good with Shadow Paladins, Kagero, OTTs, Spike Brothers, Pale Moon, Dark Irregulars. like a lot of those decks out there, there are people around here that play them, so if I can get their input and just tell you guys how X deck works, and if there are any decks you guys specifically want to know about how to work, what's the best way, then by all means, comment below and I'll try and get a hold of someone who knows those decks very well. That being said, thank you all for watching, and this is Albus TGS, jacking out.